A year of unease, from like the uprising to just the kind of general police state that was overtaking the city, to Daunte Wright being murdered, to that uprising that happened for a few days, the state squashed with military vehicles, using like armored vehicles that are made for Iraq to resist mines and stuff. They're just driving through the streets of Minneapolis right now. A lot of people are responding differently to that. Definitely a feeling of unease and sort of like a dystopian future sort of look. But now with this verdict, you can tell people are just kind of exhaling. They're feeling good. They're letting themselves feel good. They're letting themselves enjoy it. Again, a long time coming, but also, you know, as many people are saying, that there's more work to do. That sort of general statement that always follows a victory, which is really hard, you know, because it's like, oh, we want to celebrate, but then, you know, there's a lot of lies. Again, Daunte Wright, what just happened. There's some people from Chicago talking about was it Adam Toledo? I apologize, I got the name wrong, but he was a 13-year-old who was shot by the Chicago Police Department. Came out with his hands up when he was asked to after being chased. The police shot him and said that he had a firearm in his hands, and the video came out and showed differently. People have been in the streets there. Let's see one second here. My guy! Yeah, it was just celebrating. I don't know what else to tell you. Definitely the crowd's thinned out a little bit. A lot of people are on the road over here. Lots of people. You see there's a barbecue going on. I'm going to try to speak to Jelani really quick, who's the executive director of Carry Men. He spoke first, I think, he spoke in this group of people we watched earlier. So give me a moment. You want to hug buddy? Let's go up here, come on.
You'll notice who is stopping police reform in this state. It's the Republican Senate, and I'm not scared to say it. Hey, can I get y'all one time, everybody? Just one fist up, 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 one fist up. What quarters two? What quarters two? One fist up. This one for George Floyd, y'all. Say it with me one time. Guilty, guilty, guilty. One more time. Guilty, guilty, guilty. 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 All right, try. Thank you. Hey, wait. Wait, before I go, this would not be possible without my brothers and sisters from the Minnesota Justice Coalition. You know, I can't propose legislation by myself, so I need allies like my brothers and sisters behind me who know. These people know what police reform looks like. These people know what the community wants because they're a part of the community. And so until you give them decision-making power, you're a part of the problem. Thank you so much. I love every last one of y'all, man. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
John Thompson. Representative John Thompson. Yes, sir. For the people.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Delshia Perry. I'm the mother of Ardell Cheryl, who back in 2018, yeah, you heard me right, it's been 2.5 years that I have still not gotten justice for my only child who died in the Beltrami County Jail due to neglect, medical neglect, abuse, and I can't even think of any other things that haven't even been brought out. But it was a horrific death. Today gives me hope. Today, what we saw was what I prayed for, that he would be found guilty on every charge. And all I gotta say is thank God for the small victory, because this is a small victory, because there are still a lot of families like mine who have not gotten justice for their loved ones, who've been out here getting their boots on the ground, who've been out telling people and talking to the press and writing letters and doing whatever needed to be done, legislation and everything else. But I thank God today we got some small victories. As a result of what happened to my son.
As they continue on the journey to sleep in peace at night without the police busting in her front door. A more just America where Ahmaud Arbery gets to run free and not be lynched for jogging while black. A more just America where Jacob Blake and Anthony McClain and Walter Scott and Laquan McDonald and all these other black men, Terrence Crutcher, who was shot in the back while running away like Dante Wright was just a week ago, because for some reason, black men running away from the police is more dangerous than young white men who commit mass murders and walk towards the police with an assault weapon, Reverend Bryant, like Kyle Rittenhouse in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Wow.
America, let this be the precedent.
Yes.
Let this be the precedent where we live up to the high ideals and the promises when we say liberty and justice for all. Those sun-kissed children are included in all. Those children who overcame slavery, the Middle Passage, the Dred Scott decision, Plessy v. Ferguson, Jim Crow, and his much smarter, wiser son, Jim Crow Jr. Esquire. Let this be the precedence where we overcome systematic racism and oppression, and that we are a better people, and we will leave our children a better world.
Ben Crump talking about leaving our children with a better world, hoping that this verdict that we received today from that jury in Minneapolis is the beginning of a next and equally as important chapter in American history. I want to bring in Steve Osunsami, our senior national correspondent, who's been watching this along with me all day long and for the better part of a year now. And Steve, I think Ben Crump certainly had some powerful words there, and perhaps most powerful is when he talks about all of the other families who've been linked, not because they wanted to be, but who've been linked by the same kind of pain and heartbreak. I remember Ahmaud Arbery's mother talking with her. She attended the funeral of George Floyd, and she said, I never intended to have this bond with these other mothers, but here I am, and we must speak with one voice.
You know, it's an unfortunate club now. Ahmaud Arbery, Rayshard Brooks, Sandra Bland. There are so many names now, I can't remember them all. We've been covering these for so many years, and one of the things that, you know, we heard this attorney just say is that this was a victory earned through pain, through the pain of these families, through the pain of Americans who are afraid every time they see a police officer.
Help. They should be rest assured that they're getting help, whether that's police and I think very soon that police aren't going to be the only ones who respond to a crisis in our city. You know, if me and some of my colleagues get to have our way. At the same time, you know, if people are calling for help, they don't deserve to have to hesitate or fear that help might make things worse. And that's the system that we have now.
Can you talk about that a little bit more, where you said you and your colleagues are trying to make these changes?
Yes.
Some of the changes that possibly could come, can you mention them?
Yeah. So, you know, in this past budget cycle, we took 5% of the police's budget. We put it towards mental health response. We put it towards the Office of Violence Prevention. And we put it towards channeling resources towards non-emergency responses, fender benders and that kind of thing that police typically show up to, but aren't an emergency. We don't need to have men with guns responding to those kinds of things. You know, I think that's just a small start, $8 million to invest in things that have never existed at the city. At the same time, you know, we've got some real roadblocks with our own city charter. And so you've got community members and council members trying to get some changes in the city's charter that would allow for the council to have some legal authority over policing policy, which we currently don't have. And you know, that's going to end up being on the ballot in November. And so if we're able to change that, I think that's going to give us a good pathway to right-size, you know, law enforcement to the degree that it needs to actually exist, but also ask ourselves, in what ways do our neighbors expect to be kept safe, and create a public safety system that keeps them safe in that way. That's mental health responses. That's the appropriate response to the appropriate crises and emergencies, and that's what we're looking to create.
Thank you. As a Northside resident, what is your feeling about Operation Safety Net and the military sort of occupying the city at this moment?
I think for some people, for most of us, the greatest tragedy that happened last summer was the murder of George Floyd. I think for other folks in leadership, I think the greatest tragedy that happened was that the 3rd Precinct burned down. And, you know, while none of us want to see public buildings being burned to the ground, it is not the worst thing that happened. One of the worst things that happened was the police response to protests, which I believe inflamed protesters, inflamed activists, and really created a chaotic situation that was primed to turn out the way that it turned out. You got folks in the governor's office, you got folks in the mayor's office, and they think that the community is the problem. They think that the people out here are the problem. They think that it's just a bunch of rabid activists who had no impulse control. But, you know, for those of us who are actually out there on the ground, we know what was happening.
Throughout the past fucking year, and what other city in the country has been on the ground, boots on the ground, every single day for a year?
Throughout the past fucking year. And what other city in the country has been on the ground, boots on the ground, every single day for a year? And this city is on a mission. This city is on a mission to create a society that it would be true justice for George Floyd. A world where black men and women and children and queer folk and transgender black people will be safe, they will be loved, they will be cared for, they will not have to go outside and wonder if they're going to get stopped by the police. Because police murder people, but police do a lot more than just murder people.
That's right.
Police criminalize children.
That's right.
Police sexually assault women.
That's right.
In many states, police can have sex with people in their custody and won't be charged for rape. We have not gotten justice for George Floyd. We have gotten the conviction of a killer cop who should have been convicted the hour after, the minute after he murdered George Floyd. George Floyd is a society that cares for itself. That is the society that we are creating. The community protects the community. We already know what the police do to us. We see it every day online. Like, we're past having to justify and qualify our lived experiences. It's happened. We can see that it's happened every single day, over and over. So another thing that no city has done, and we see it here today, is that in this city, all communities, all cultural groups, we have been out here together. We are unified. We are one community. We're unified for justice, for creating a society where everyone is safe. And with that, we are here to celebrate a victory that we won today, but we are here to mark a momentous occasion in history that's going to propel us forward to more history-breaking things that are going to happen.
That's the beginning!
Exactly, this is just the beginning. So with that, I'm going to give it over to Kalpuli Yashonotsli.
damn, I was sweating. My heart was pumping. All types of feels before the verdict, right? Yeah. All this work is paying off right now and will continue to pay off. We'll get what we want because we are here. We are present and we are going nowhere. We win one, we win many. This is for their future. I want y'all to take a look. Look at your neighbor. Who are you seeing here? Is meant to be here. And I said that yesterday, I'm going to say it today, I'm going to say it tomorrow. Who's here is meant to be here. I have so much love and thanks for the community that hold it down all the time, not just now, but always. Y'all don't get enough credit for that. It's not just us as danzantes. You know, it's everyone in the community. Francisco said it. We're here in community. Other places are separated, and we're not like that. No, we're not. Right? That's right. So let's keep that unity, keep that energy. Yes. Take that energy with you everywhere. Yes. Because that's yours. Don't let nobody else take that from you. Yes. No matter what they tell you to shut up, don't talk no more. No matter if they arrest you, we're going to take you out. You're going to come back home. We doing that. We're making sure you're taken care of. And that's all I got to say. Love y'all.
When I say black lives, you say matter. Black lives. 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 Because that's how consistent and over and over and over and over we're going to keep coming back. But today, we will breathe. Today, we will look at this as a small victory. And because of say his name, say his name, say his name, that brother had to sacrifice his life for this small victory. Let's be clear. We've been in the streets, but that brother had to give his life for this victory. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name.
We got your back. We got your back. We got your back. We got your back. We got your back.
And I got y'all's back.
We got your back.
I hope y'all know I got your back too. So here's the thing, man. There's been a lot of people that lost their lives. But because we keep showing up in these streets, we will continue to win. When they said, I believe that we will win, so like that was just like a thing, right? We had never won before. It was just something we were hoping on. Something we were wishing on. Well, guess what, y'all? This has now become a reality. I believe that we will win. 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 Keep it going. I believe that we will win. Keep it going. I believe that we will win. 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 Because it's time for true justice. Everybody say justice. 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 All right, y'all. I see my man standing here. So that tells me it's almost time to move. Who's ready to march? If you got a sign, if you have a sign that an amazing artist made, please put it in the air. If you have a sign that an amazing artist made, please put it in the air. I'm going to need y'all to keep these up through this walk. I know your arms are going to be heavy, But remember how heavy our soul was the first time we watched that video? I believe that we will win. 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 I believe that we will win.
How y'all feeling, my beautiful people, man? I'm Cortez Rice, man, standing in solidarity with all the families across the nation, man. We will continue to be out here boots around, man. This is beautiful right here. God is so good. And George Floyd and the whole family deserve that right there. But mind you, this is just a small right here. This is only small. We got bigger issues right here. We got bigger problems as well. We're gonna continue to be out here boots and ground, push the legislative changes that we need for our community. We have family support families against police violence, CPAC, Twin City Justice for Tamar Clark, Terra Minnesota out here. We got organizations that's out here ready to make the changes for our community. So we got to continue to uplift our brothers and sisters. We actually have Bianca Austin out here, Breonna Taylor's auntie out here with us as well. So we got to continue to uplift our brothers and sisters out here, man. Say his name! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! All power to the people.
Do we have any educators out here? Do we have any educators out here? Give it up for these two educators that have been out here since day one, as they say. Give it up for Aria, Trinity.
Hello, y'all. We are here to talk about where policing starts. As you all know, today we fought and we found out that we have received justice today, but so many students see the fact of policing from the minute they start kindergarten. Young black and brown students are policed, their joy is policed, their talents are policed as young people, and then they see it all the way through the system. And so we are both educators. There are others here today who are fighting for the change in schools because white educators cause problems with policing of students. It is horrible, and we must create that change for the young black and brown children who are growing up in society today so they don't see that policing in their schools. Justice for all black and brown children.
We need everybody to back up and let the banner come forward. We need press the fan out. Press the fan out, please and thank you. We need press the fan out. We appreciate y'all. We need everybody in front of the truck, in front of the van, to move out the way and come behind it. We want everybody to be safe in this march. We don't want anybody to get hurt. We want to march through these streets because today we made history. So we're going to get moving. We're going to get moving with this truck going forward, and we're going to march through these streets, and we're going to celebrate today, but know that tomorrow we get right back to work. Say his name! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd!
So the crowd is starting to march now from the corner of 7th Street and 3rd Avenue South, celebrating, as you have just heard, the conviction of Derek Chauvin, convicted on second degree murder, 3rd degree murder, and 2nd degree manslaughter. His bail was immediately rescinded, and he was held in custody in the Hennepin County Jail, awaiting sentencing. So the energy out here is very high, and the crowd very impactful, cheering, making their voices heard out here. Many different organizations have come out. So many organizations have come out here, as you can see.
We'll run you over. All the rest of y'all, I'm gonna say it one more time. Stay behind the banner. Say it with me. Stay behind the banner. 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 Thank you.
don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Hold up. We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, freedom. Louder, hold up.
We want freedom, freedom.
All these
Racist ass cops, we like to shut freedom.
Okay, hold up.
We want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, freedom.
Okay, hold up.
We want freedom, freedom.
All these
Racist ass cops,
freedom. If Dante don't get it, if Dante don't get it, if Dante don't get it, said 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 if Dante don't get it, ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop.
As you see, the crowd is very, very large out here right now. This crowd is walking through the streets of downtown Minneapolis as the community celebrates the conviction of Derek Chauvin. And as they call for justice in other cases to be reopened as well.
I feel like you were the
Sorry.
George Floyd!
George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd!
George Floyd!
George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd!
What's his name?
George Floyd!
We want freedom. Let's go. You going for the next one?
So as we stand up here, you can get some kind of sense of how large this crowd is here. If we guesstimate a crowd size, we could guesstimate that there's probably between anywhere from 1,800 to 2,000 people out in the streets marching right now. So as you can tell, the energy is very high out here. Very peaceful march. A lot of chanting. A lot of saying George Floyd's name, but there is nothing out here that would indicate anything of violence, anything of looting. None of that is taking place out here. This crowd is extremely peaceful, just celebrating, as they call it, the victory of for George Floyd because of a conviction of Derek Chauvin.
George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! Sorry. George Floyd! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! What's his name? George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd!
So again, the community has come out in force to celebrate the conviction of Derek Chauvin. A lot of people did not believe that a conviction would come. A lot of people didn't think if any conviction will come at all, it wouldn't be anything higher than a second-degree manslaughter charge. Derek Chauvin was actually convicted of the second-degree murder charge, and that was the charge that nobody felt that the prosecution could get on the table. There was a lot of people who felt that the second-degree murder charge was too high for that to be labeled. So they felt that that was something Derek Chauvin did not have to worry about. What we have learned is that Derek Chauvin actually did have something to worry about with that charge. Along with quite a bit of testimony, it was able to convince a jury of his peers that he was guilty on all counts.
No, barely. Barely.
So as has been said by many of the organizers tonight, this is one night of a celebratory march, one night where they say that the community can actually celebrate and revel in justice having been found, in justice having been served. So this march is a celebratory march by the community for the community, as they continue their call for more justice, calling for opening past cases, as well as work on the Daunte Wright case in terms of standing up for justice for him. Community organizers have already specified that There is a small group that is out at the Brooklyn Center Police Department holding space there, calling for justice for Dante Wright. Please like and share our video. Please like and share our page, The Voters Voice Media, as we continue to bring events that are happening in your community around the Minneapolis Twin Cities area and around the state. The course of the route that we are taking is unknown. It looks like folks are heading down towards Washington Avenue. We are currently crossing over Marquette and 3rd Street South.
Have got to go. Killer cops have got to go. 412. Say 412. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know where y'all been told. The National Guard has got to go. Say I don't know where y'all been told. The National Guard has got to go. 412. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I said 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 9, 10, 11. Hey, just repeat after me. I know we got a little bit of justice, but we gonna keep marching until there's justice here to stay. Okay? Until there's justice here to stay. I'm gonna be marching every day. So I'ma stay out in the streets. Say I've been fighting for my life, fighting for human rights. Rain, shine, or snow. Rain, shine, or snow. Until the people take control. Tell the people take control. I'ma be marching every day. I'll be marching every day. Until there's justice here to stay. Until there's justice here to stay. I will not accept defeat. I will not accept defeat. So I'ma stay out in these streets. I'ma stay out in these streets. I've been fighting for my life. Fighting for human rights. Rain, shine, or snow.
as you can see, this crowd is extremely large. Still coming, still going. And the energy is very high. People are very, very happy with the conviction today. People were very happy with the outcome and the turnout of that said trial of Derek Chauvin. So you hear chants of Black Lives Matter. You hear chants of say his name, George Floyd. This is a very, very important day here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. After the conviction of Derek Chauvin, demonstrators have taken to the street to make their voice heard and make their satisfaction known. Hey, you.
Hello.
So, oh, I don't know.
Alright, so we're going to start with the rhythm part. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I know that we will win. I know that we will win. I know that we will win. I believe 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 that we will win.
So again, as the crowd moves to the corner of Washington and 3rd Avenue South and South Washington Ave, the energy is still the same. They are just continuing to march through the streets of Minneapolis, showing their support, showing their solidarity, and coming out as a community united, coming out as a community that seems to be connecting and showing some sort of healing after almost a year of what some here would call despair in the Twin Cities community. Uncertainty. It seems like with the conviction of Derek Chauvin today, the community has gotten some of that back. Looks like the community has a sense of togetherness and not so much divided. You see all sorts of people out here, BIPOC, non-BIPOC, indigenous have all come together. All cultures have come together and are showing their support and solidarity out here today. We've had circulating numbers, but the circulating number right now is anywhere between 1,800 to 2,000. We did have at one point said report of about 2,100 people, but I'm right in the middle of it, so I can't get a direct count. But that 2,100 might actually stand as a good number. But I will just probably say that there's probably about 2,100 plus people out here marching through the streets of downtown Minneapolis. Again, this is a celebratory march. Many in the community are very happy with the outcome today, with Derek Chauvin being convicted on not just one count, not just two, but all three: the second-degree murder charge, the third-degree murder charge, as well as the second-degree manslaughter charge. He was hit with all three. His bail was revoked, and he is being held in the Hennepin County Jail awaiting sentencing.
That's exactly why you are supposed to walk in front of the truck. Stand.
All right.
That was some
Who victory is this? This is our victory. Who victory?
Our victory!
Who victory?
Our victory!
Who victory?
Our victory!
Who victory?
Our victory!
Who victory? You can't let no fucking politicians take credit for it. We was out here all summer. We was out here all fall. We was out here all winter. Who victory?
Our victory!
Who victory?
Our victory!
Who victory?
Our victory!
Who victory?
Our victory!
That's what the power of the people is. We are powerful. We can get change if we want it. Let me tell you, the only reason this system, this capitalist system, remains intact is because the Democrats and Republicans are working together to maintain it. That's why I'm not an independent, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm a goddamn revolutionary. So, today we got a historic victory, and we got to keep our boots on the ground. We still got 3 more killer cops to go in this Floyd case, but we also still got Kim Porter's ass too. We still got the cops with the Floyd ass too. We still got to open up all the cases for all the stolen lives.
What about her?
The thing that happened with Floyd is that there's this illusion. They always want to get you with the okie doke, right? They always want to say, oh, well, it's the victim's fault, right? Or the other one is, oh, you shouldn't really care. That dude's a drug dealer, right? Despite the fact that it's $1 billion industry in another state. They say, you don't want to care about this person. He failed a class in 8th grade. They come up with anything to validate killing your ass, right? What we need to do is make sure that we are creating a space where black and BIPOC people feel safe. And I don't feel safe. We need to create a fucking society where trans and queer lives feel safe. Because let me tell you, as a gay black man, I don't feel safe in America.
Exactly.
So, now we got this illusion. It got broken, right? Because that man stood on Floyd's neck for 9 minutes. Not even a racist can defend it. But what I need people to do is they need to care. They need to keep caring, okay? I get that 9 minutes of torture. But the thing is, no one's up in arms about Dante Wright. No one's up in arms about the Wa'id. I need all the white liberals to keep caring. Just because someone isn't lynched for 9 fucking minutes doesn't mean they didn't die. I need you to keep caring. These bills that we got that are trying to create systemic change, they're supposed to be made out of paper, not human bodies. You need to care before we die. Let me repeat that for everyone in the back. You need to care before we die. Dante Wright went to the school that I teach at. I didn't know him personally, but I know I saw his ass in the hallway. That could have been any one of my kids that I coached chess to over at Edison High School. That could have been me. That could have been my mom.
We did not hear about that shooting.
That could have been my dad.
When did that take place?
It's getting closer and closer.
Dante, that was a
So when is it going to be me? That's why I need y'all to keep kidding. And I need y'all to realize that this is a historic victory. Just for the system to admit that they made a mistake. Because that seems to be controversial. Because they'll let us burn this whole motherfucker to the ground before they give us some systemic change. Because that's where the real power is. So that's what we need to do, is get that systemic change, right? Because right now, we're going on a year since the incident, right? And some places have had some, watered down half measures. We don't got shit here. And you know what that message sends to people? It says, you can go ahead. You can kill black and brown and indigenous bodies. Just make sure you don't do it for 9 fucking minutes. Because that's the only time people are going to care. So we need to get systemic change, and I need people to fucking care about all stolen lives. Because this movement isn't just about Floyd. This movement's about all of us.
All lives matter.
This movement's about all of us. We have over 450 cases in Minnesota. This movement's about every single goddamn one of them.
That's right. That's fucking right.
We need change.
Yes, we do.
America's always talking about genocide over there and over here. Let's talk about it right here. To these black and brown bodies. To these indigenous bodies.
They're doing genocide.
Let's talk about it here. With that, I want to say that black trans lives matter. And all power to the people.
Community activists.
Give it up for DJ again, y'all. Give it up for DJ.
Who was with Twin Cities.
Y'all can be louder than that. Give it up for DJ.
Sharing his thoughtful words and his position.
Before I get started, we got to remind everybody, please stay behind the banners. Please take a step back. Everyone up there in front of the cars, unless you're one of our marshals, we need you back here. We cannot keep you safe unless you are with us. So when I say who keeps us safe, y'all say we keep us safe. Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
So I'm gonna just say a couple of things. First and foremost, before I forget, for anyone, I'm talking about all y'all white folks on Facebook, Twitter, Parler, wherever the fuck you said it at. For all y'all that said, oh, George Floyd died because of this. George Floyd was a criminal. George Floyd was this and that. You're fucking wrong. This state now says that you are wrong. Shut your racist ass up and keep those opinions to yourself. Send that to your mama, your granddaddy, whoever the fuck needs to hear it. You're wrong. Now, with that being said, man, after that verdict, man, I didn't really know how to feel. It's very bittersweet. It's very bittersweet because we had to wait damn near a year to be told, yeah, that was in fact a murder. When we knew on the first day we saw the video. We knew on the first day we saw the video that that was a murder. But I'm here on the edge of my seat, damn near in tears, wondering, are they gonna get him? Are they gonna get him? What the fuck is gonna happen tonight? I was talking with some people After the verdict, they said, honestly, this was the last thing I was prepared for today. This was the last thing I was mentally prepared for today, because we've seen time and time again that these systems, when they do black and brown bodies, indigenous bodies, the way that they do them, they act like it don't matter. They act like it don't matter. And time again, we think, oh, this is going to be the one, we finally got him. This is going to be the one, we finally got him. And time again, they say, fuck you thought. Right, but now today, we finally get our little bit of justice. Our little bit of justice. Just a little bit. And people say, does this set a precedent? What does this mean moving forward? Well, take a time out, take a step back. What does this mean moving backwards? Since we're convicting killer cops now, what about the 450 plus Minnesotans that have been died at the hands of the police since the year 2000? You know how many names I've had to learn over this past year? You know how many families? You know how many families I've had to meet with? You know how many families I've had to meet with? How many mothers, significant others, fathers have been crying? How many tears they've shed for lives that they will never get back and have gotten zero justice? If we're setting the precedent that we're convicting killer cops, we got a lot of fucking work to do. We got a lot of fucking work to do. And moving forward, today was a heavy ass day. This is my 13th day in a row being at an action, because even when they're under a magnifying glass, the state is under a magnifying glass, the entire world is watching, they can't stop killing people. They cannot stop killing people. Dante Wright. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. That man did not deserve to go out that way. People are going to say what they want to say. People are going to say whatever they want. People are going to say whatever they want. People are going to say whatever they want. They're going to try to justify it. They're going to say, oh, he shouldn't have resisted. Why did he fear for his life? Because they fucking killed him.
Say it. Say that.
He had the right to fear for his life because they fucking killed him. Me having black skin, I can't do shit right when it comes to the police. If I give myself up, have y'all heard the story of Hardell Cheryl?
Yes.
Y'all just repeat after me quick. Rest in peace to Hardell. Nobody should die in jail.
Nobody should die in jail.
Rest in peace to Hardell.
Rest in peace to Hardell.
Nobody should die in jail.
Nobody should die in jail.
He died in the Beltrami County Jail up in northern Minnesota. So I'm gonna need y'all to say, Beltrami County, go to hell.
Beltrami County, go to hell.
Nobody should die in jail.
Nobody should die in jail.
Rest in peace to Hardell.
Rest in peace to Hardell.
Nobody should die in jail.
Nobody should die in jail.
It doesn't matter what I do with my black, oh, I'm sorry, y'all gotta repeat that. It doesn't matter what I do with my black skin. I do not feel safe. I am drowning with the weight of knowing that I cannot move how other people move. There are certain things I cannot do. I have to code switch. I have to make sure I act right. I have to make sure, do I got my shit straight? Do I got air fresheners hanging from my mirror? Do I got my tabs right? Because all of that is a death sentence for a black man in this country.
Can't ride a bicycle.
There's so many reasons why I could be gunned down and they gonna try to justify it. Apparently the one time is if they knee on my neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, and after we burn shit down, and after the world burns shit down, then maybe they'll say, maybe that wasn't right. Maybe that one wasn't right. Nah, hell no, we gonna keep fighting. The only thing that today does for me personally, don't get me wrong, today is a victory. Today is a victory. The only thing that today does for me personally is I'll probably sleep better tonight. I'll sleep a little bit better tonight, knowing that today could have been a lot more shitty. Knowing that today, I told my boss before I left work, I should be here tomorrow, but you never know. You never know. I'm proud of y'all for being boots on the ground, and like DJ was saying, we can't stop caring now. If the lieutenant, if the police chief, if medical examiners, if everyone can get on that stand and say that was murder, Derek Chauvin had no reason to do all of that, everyone wants to talk about good and bad apples. Well, if that was murder, why didn't them other cops stop it? If that was murder, why didn't them good apples stop the shit? So this, moving forward, when we got them other 3 on trial, you heard everyone say that was murder. So you are now accessory to murder. We gonna stay in these streets until George Floyd gets all of the justice that he deserves. We're gonna stay in these streets until Dante Wright gets all of the justice that he deserves. We're gonna stay in these streets until Cordell Handy, Justin Tigan, Kobe Heisler, Hardell Sherrill, all of these names, until they all get the justice that they deserve, and until all of these systems are uprooted and recreated with my best interests in mind, with black lives in mind, brown lives in mind, indigenous lives in mind, trans lives in mind, until I'm not gonna pledge allegiance to no shit that was written by anyone who was friends with a slave master. Fuck all of that. That shit is done. That shit is over. Moving forward, we are going to keep fighting until the people are in control. All power to the people.
My name is Jay Yates, and I am representing TC for Jay today, and once again representing myself as a black trans American. And I want to say once again, we did this. I want to speak directly to Tim Walz for a second for that bitch-ass statement he put on Facebook.
That's right.
You're going to come out here and you're going to tell all these people that you want a way forward after what you did. A way forward after you tear-gassed children in front of a precinct because they watched one of them get murdered.
Yes.
You want to talk to me about unity. You want to talk to me about peace after you had the National Guard descend on black neighborhoods. You've been doing this shit all summer. All summer we have lived under an occupation. And Democrats want to talk about unity and act like they had any part in this. They wouldn't have done shit if we hadn't been out here.
That's right. Say that. Say that again.
The lesson that you should learn from this is not that people in power care about you. People in power will care about you after the fact. After the fact, when they want to look good for the press. After the fact, when they want to get votes for next voting season. We need to tell them that we see all of the shit that they've been pulling. We need to tell them with our votes, but also we need to go way beyond voting at this point.
That's right.
We need to be coming out here every single day if that's what it takes until we get justice for the people that they murdered a week ago they've already forgotten about. We need to keep coming out here for all the people they arrested on bullshit charges. We need to come out here for all the people that are still waiting in jail from this summer for daring to be out in the street after curfew.
For what?
We need to be out here for all the people that have felony charges for laser pointers and gas masks and goggles. We're protecting ourselves from your cops. These are your cops, and we will make them take responsibility for everything they've done the past year.
That's right.
Every single thing. Y'all gonna see my ass. And to every single person here that has been talking about, you know, trans people shouldn't be leading the movement. It should be just black men. Black women don't deserve to be leading this movement. Shut the fuck up! People like me built this! The March on Washington that y'all love to talk about every time we're out here would not have happened without a gay black man. So shut the fuck up and let us lead. If you are not here to uplift black women, including trans women, if you are not here for your queer siblings, you need to go. It's time to fucking go. I am sick of this. We have shit to do.
That's right.
And it benefits the systems that keep our lives under oppression for us to be infighting. It benefits them to be divided. Y'all know who Fred Hampton is, right?
Yes!
Fred Hampton knew. He knew that when the people stand together across color lines, they cannot defeat us. There are too many.
That's right.
So what I want every single person here to do is to get organized. Join an organization. Start learning the names of the people standing next to you. Start knowing their faces. Start knowing who the organizers that actually have real shit to say are. Start separating the people that are opportunists here. Separate the people that are coming to our city trying to tell us how to organize. Start listening to what people are actually telling you. Start actually reading the legislation that's being put out. Start reading the actual words, not how it makes you feel, and not just who's putting it out there. Read the content and get behind something real, because we cannot let this happen again.
That's right.
The only reason, once again, that we got this conviction is because we showed up. And if we don't keep showing up, and if we don't change laws, and we don't attack this system from every single fucking angle we can, we will be here again. You want that?
No!
Do you want that?
No!
Then I'm proud to stand with every single person out here who's going to fight with us for real change. Dare to struggle! Dare to struggle! Dare to struggle! All power to the people!
All power to the people! Say that shit!
Black lives, they matter here!
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 St. Paul Police Department killed a young man by the name of Marcus Golden, and in doing that, it essentially created an activist, an inspiration, and a power to be reckoned with, and that of Monique Colors Doty. Give it up for Monique!
We're here to stop. We're here to stop these killer cops. We're here to stop. We're here to stop these killer cops. We're here to stop. We're here to stop these killer cops. We're here to stop. We're here to stop these killer cops. Absolutely. We put up a hell of a fight to get this conviction. So we can give ourselves a hand for that. Give yourselves a hand, those who are arrested and still facing charges. We worked our tails off for this because we know without us, this would have been swept under the street. So we have to remember Hennepin County Prosecutor Mike Freeman, who said after watching the video of George Floyd's murder, I do not see a chargeable offense.
That ain't right.
Remember that. And remember what happened next. Derek Chauvin's police department burned to the ground. So we have to remember those people who are still facing charges for arson. We have to remember them who just set us on the map once again, because that was epic. And they did that, and we've continued to do the work to make sure that George Floyd gets the charges he's deserved and he ends up behind bars. So I'm thankful for that. I really am. But I have to say this. When all the cameras are gone and the flashes fade, we are still here left with the mess of Minneapolis and St. Paul, of the Twin Cities metro area, and our legislation. We are still left with Mike Freeman as Hennepin County prosecutor. We still want the officers who killed Dalal to be charged, just like Derek Chauvin. So we need to make sure we keep Dalal's name alive, and we continue to support the call for justice for him and for his family, who was served with a no-knock warrant at 2 a.m. and terrorized by the police. So we have work that we still have to do. So we have to remember For all of you who are going back to your respective cities and places for your national media accounts, remember, the call is to drop the charges. We were justified in being in the streets. We were justified in being on the freeways. We were justified in lifting our voices. We were justified in shutting shit down. So drop the charges. Drop the charges. Drop the charges. Drop the charges. That's right, because we will live and fight again. Charges or not. This is what we do here. I wouldn't organize anywhere else in the world. I am so proud of all of you, the people here, and the work that we do and what we accomplish. So don't ever let anyone tell you protest does not work and that protest does not matter, because we matter and we made a difference. Keep fighting.
So coming up next to the mic is one of the OGs in the scene. One of the ones that definitely got me involved too. We need to realize that when we start talking about this movement for liberation, that the people who are doing the heavy lifting is black women, and also black and brown and trans and non-binary folks. They're the ones doing the heavy lifting here. So you're about to give it up for, no, y'all about to give it up for the black, trans, and queer people, and brown people too. Yeah, that's what the fuck I thought. Don't play no fucking games with me. So give it up for Sam and CCC from Chad.
Thank you for that amazing introduction. We're talking about how did we get here? And TCC for Jay is talking about community control of the police. Our amendment is for Minneapolis for community control of the police, because we need to have power over these pigs. And so we're gonna play a little thing, because you know, people think this idea of community control of the police is not a radical idea, but it comes from the Black Panther Party. So will you play that little clip for me so people understand? Off the pig! No more pigs in our community! Off the pig! No more pigs in our community! Off the pig! No more pigs in our community! Off the pig! No more pigs in our community! Off the pig! No more pigs in our community! Off the pig! No more pigs in our community! Off the pig! No more pigs in our community! Off the pig! No more pigs in jail! Off the pig! The pigs are gonna catch hell! Off the pig! No more brothers in jail! Off the pig! Pigs are gonna catch hell! Off the pig! No more brothers in jail! Off the pig! Pigs are gonna catch hell! Off the pig! No more brothers.
We got Dallas in here. Thank y'all. Keep sharing, y'all. I'm in here like the reporters. What you mean?
I don't know what that is, but something's got to be done. You mentioned this. We've seen this in the past. What's your message to us in the media who we're going to hear what the fuck you have to say, so we need to be a little wary of what you say? The police are going to lie. The police. I'm so thankful that somebody from the family was actually on the scene and seeing what's happening. Because if she wouldn't have been there, it would have been through all kinds of different kinds of ways, where she tried to do this, she tried to do that. I'm so thankful that one of the family members were on the scene, because the police lie. The police are going to cover up for themselves. They don't care. They're going to cover things up because they're just out. At this point, I feel like they're just out to kill black people. They're not here to protect and serve. That ain't happening. That's been over a long time ago. They ain't here to protect and serve. They're here to kill black folks. That's how it is. That's just how it is.
Could you tell us about your niece, what you want us to know about her?
She was a loving, sweet girl. Yeah, she had issues. All of us have issues, you know. She was staying in foster care, but she was still a child, and she was a loving child, and she was trying to do her best at this particular time. and she didn't get the chance to even grow up because the police took that with her. You know, they just shot her like a dog in the street.
God bless you, man. Can y'all please make sure y'all report this the right way? Thank y'all very much. Y'all amazing. Appreciate that very much. That's half the battle. It's half the battle. You can listen to her all fucking day, but how you gonna report that shit? Fuck this shit. I gotta go see my daughter. Fuck this shit. Y'all got me fucked up. Y'all got me fucked up. The fuck? Y'all got me fucked up. 30 minutes after the fucking verdict, you kill a child, bruh. A fucking child. For those of you just tuning in, it wasn't no fucking accident that she got shot. He ain't even asked no fucking questions. He just started dumping. He seen a knife and started dumping. A 15-year-old girl was out there fighting a grown-ass fucking woman, and they shoot the fucking 15-year-old. And where's the bitch she was fighting at? Man, you got me fucked up. Well, I'm 38. You got me fucked up. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. They in shock. They in shock. Tears come later. Anybody know no tears come later? The fuck? Tears come later. Bro, this shit fucked up. This shit fucked up, bro. I'm about to pull back over there. I ain't got no service right now. I ain't got no juice, man. I'm on 10, bro. Where's my fucking charger? I'm about to pull back over there. I just need some juice. But for everybody just tuning in, everybody just locking in, Columbus, Ohio, off Chatterton, a 15-year-old girl was fighting a grown-ass woman. The neighbors called the police. The 15-year-old girl was scared because she was fighting a grown-ass woman. So she went and got a knife. The police came. They were not in no threat of the knife whatsoever. They told her to drop it. She dropped it. One cop starts shooting. One cop starts shooting. Hit her 4 times in the chest. Hit her 4 times in the chest. I'm about to get off of here, man. Y'all just share this shit and just pray for your families. Pray for their family, but pray for your family. This shit ain't over with. One love.
Center Police Department a little over a week ago. They plan to keep rallying for him and to bring a call for systematic change in the Minneapolis Police Department as well as policing in the state of Minnesota.
Say his name. Say it loud. Say it proud. What's her name? Say her name. Say it loud. Say it proud. What's her name? Say If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, burn it down.
All right, so I'm going to try a new channel. I want to remind people, this is such a historic moment. We really don't got a chance for this, okay? This shit don't happen every day. So we got to try and shit out as we go, okay? So when I say, where do we want them? You say, under the jail, okay? Where do we want them? Under the jail. Where do we want them? Under the jail. Where do we want them? Under the jail. When I say Chauvin, you say guilty. Chauvin. Guilty. Chauvin. Guilty. Where do we want them? Under the jail. Where do we want them? Under the jail. Chauvin. Guilty. Chauvin. Guilty. Where do we want them? Under the jail. Where do we want them? Under the jail. Chauvin. Guilty. Chauvin. Guilty. Where do we want them? Under the jail. Where do we want them? Under the jail. Chauvin. Guilty. Chauvin. Guilty. Where do we want them? Under the jail. Where do we want them? Under the jail. I knew that we would win. 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 So my question is, now that this trial is over, are the National Guard finally gonna go the fuck home? National Guard! 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 Say his name! Say his name! What's his name? Say his name! Louder! Say his name! What's his name? Say his name! What's his name? Say his name! What's his name? Say his name! Alright, when I say boots on the ground, you're gonna say boots on the damn ground, okay? Boots on the ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the ground! And that's on that, on that, on that! Boots on the ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the ground! And that's on that, on that, on that! Boots on the ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the ground! And that's on that, on that, on that! Now boots on the ground! Boots on the ground! Boots on the ground! And that's on that, on that, on that! Boots on the ground! Boots on the ground!
So again, you still hear this crowd marching through the streets. The energy is very high out here, very celebratory. The community is just out here in force, showing their support, showing their solidarity. Trial today, the conviction of Derek Chauvin. This community is extremely happy. Again, as you can see, this rally is very peaceful out here. There has not been any enticement of violence at all.
I don't know what y'all been told. The killer got to go. Killer got to go. I don't know what y'all been told. The killer got to go. 412. 412. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the 11. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the 11. I don't know what y'all been told. The killer got to go. I don't know what y'all been told. The killer got to go. 412. 412. 412. 412. 412. 412. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Tommy don't get it. And Tommy don't get it. And Tommy don't get it. Chauvin don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Isaac don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Dudley don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Chauvin don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Johnson don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Billy don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Isaac don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Billy don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Isaac don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Chauvin don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Adam don't get it.
Burn it down.
If Dudley don't get it.
Burn it down.
If we 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 don't get it.
Burn it down.
Listen! I want to introduce. Give it up for yourselves. Give it up for all these organizers. Give it up for the marshals. Give it up for everybody that's been an integral part of this action today. And give it up for Peter in the sound truck. Coming out here. I want to introduce a very powerful person. Angela Myers, where you at? I want to introduce a black queen, the head of the NAACP in Minneapolis. Give it up for Angela Myers, y'all.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angela Rose Myers, and I am the president of the Minneapolis NAACP. Which stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. We were established in Minneapolis in 1914. And we have been fighting for our people ever since.
Hold the mic real close.
Mic check. Go ahead and start over. Give it up again.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Again, my name is Angela Rose Myers, and I am the president of the Minneapolis NAACP, which stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. We were established in Minneapolis in 1914, and we have been serving the black community in Minneapolis ever since. So today, what did we see? We saw Derek Chauvin guilty on all charges. Now, did we get justice? Is justice over? Are we going to go home and say, pat ourselves on the back and say, good job? No. We got 3 more to put in jail. We got 3 more. We got policies. That we are going to put into place, that we are fighting for right now. We got policies at the state legislature, and guess what? Warren Limmer, can I get a boo? Ain't hear none of it. We got police policies we're trying to pass, from ending qualified immunity, ending the statutory limitations on reporting civil settlements for police misconduct. We are trying to go right and be right and stand with the families that have lost their loved ones due to police violence. And yet, Warren Limmer, it's time for you to listen to the people. Listen! This week, we're going to the Post Board. Yes. Do you know what the Post Board is? It's a state licensing body for police officers. The Post Board, it's time to revoke licenses for police misconduct. It's time to protect protesters. Yes. It's time to tell the National Guard and Governor Walz, go home. Go home.
If I'm gonna have you guys sit here, I need you to get down so these people can sit behind you.
So we are fighting. We stand with you. The Minneapolis NAACP, we are fighting with you. We hold police accountable. But every single day, the power of the Minneapolis NAACP and NAACPs across the country comes right here from the work that you all are doing in the streets. And I want to let you all know that we're proud of you, that we stand with you, and don't let anybody tell you that being in the streets doesn't go into the public policy and into the State House. Because we've seen what being in the streets can do. We've seen that the immediate day after Derek Chauvin put his knee on George Floyd's neck, we marched right up to Chief Arredondo and we said, fire him! Fire him! And then we went straight to Mayor Fry and to Mike Freeman, and then Attorney General Keith Ellison, and we said, indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail, if the whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail, the whole damn system is guilty as hell. And until we change that system, we will not seek justice. Until we change that system and everyone in these streets, till we change that system, we will never be free. Thank you everybody for having me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yep, so everyone has to back up a little bit. All the press has to back up. This is for the people, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
So coming up next, we have a civil rights attorney. Reverend Jesse Jackson was here yesterday. She called her modern day Harriet Tubman. She's been out the last 13 days just like I have. She answers and calls and makes texts at 1 or 2 in the morning despite having kids. She was outside of the Brooklyn Center Police Department feeding the people during the revolution. Give it up for Nikema Levy Armstrong with the Racial Justice Network.
Surprised to see me in a suit. Because once I got out in the streets, honestly, y'all, I gave a lot of my suits away. And I put on hoodies, pants that I could just get out here and walk in because this is about the people, right? So I'm almost at a loss for words to think about what happened today. One of the things that I want us to do tonight, while we're continuing to hold the system accountable, is to make sure we get the narrative right about why this happened. Don't let people like punk-ass Mike Freeman, the Hennepin County attorney, try to step up and take credit for what the people did. I heard him on NPR talking about his staff did this, your staff did that. Your staff and you sat on your asses while cops were killing people. Let's be real about it. That's why we had to go to your house time and time again, and even your neighbors help run you out your neighborhood.
Yeah, listen.
Period, point. And you better hope we don't find your new address.
Listen.
Okay?
Listen.
Because he should have been stepped down. He has no business as the Hennepin County attorney, and now he wants to show up and act like he cared about justice for George Floyd? First of all, it took him 4 days to bring charges that he didn't even want to bring. Then he brought 3rd-degree murder charges. We said, hell no, that was a public lynching. You better up those charges. And what we found out later was that he secretly tried to negotiate a plea agreement with Derek Chauvin, 10 years in exchange for 3rd-degree murder.
That ain't right.
That ain't right. And the only reason that that did not happen, believe it or not, was Attorney General William Barr, under the Trump administration, deciding not to accept that plea agreement and saying you're going to have to stand trial. So in the meantime, what we did as the people was say, first of all, we don't trust Mike Freeman.
Tell that.
So we said, Governor Walz, do your job. You have the power to appoint the Attorney General to take on this case. And then we said, Keith Ellison, do your damn job and prosecute this case and bring more serious charges. So the people you see stepping up like, we did it. No, we made you do it. You didn't want to do it because you have a track record of not holding killer cops accountable. That's why Derek Chauvin thought he could lynch a black man in broad daylight on May 25th of 2020 and get away with it. Because in the past, he would have gotten away with it. But that was before Black Lives Matter. It's because of the power of the people taking to the streets, shutting shit down, demanding justice, showing up and disrupting government meetings if we have to, running for office if we have to, refusing to sit on the sidelines even when they're talking political speak and engaging in political theater. We ain't falling for the okie doke. So we took the very laws that were used to oppress us and we used them to demand justice and accountability. And we also put the narrative out there so that the jury would understand what this was about. How often do we now read stories and see stories come forward that speak the truth from our perspective? Much more than they used to. Not because of mainstream corporate media, but because of the power of social media that's in the hands of the young people who can tell your own stories the way that you want to. So don't let them change the narrative, y'all. And don't forget how we got here, because we have a lot more work to do after this day. So that means that when we issue calls to action, show up. When we say call somebody, call them. When we say pull up at somebody's house, like we just did last weekend, to demand justice for Dante Wright, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? They got Operation Safety Net. We got Operation. We got Operation. We got Operation. See, they ain't gonna rest until we see justice, until we see change in this whole system. Right? So when we issue those calls to action, make sure you show up and you take it seriously. Because next, we're going to push for murder charges against Kim Potter, the cop who killed Dante Wright, pretending she didn't know the difference between a taser and a Glock. Somebody say, you gonna learn today. Say, you gonna learn today. Say, you gonna learn today. And so will Pete Orpit, the Washington County attorney who brought those weak-ass charges, who came out his house all scared after we showed up 200 plus strong in his neighborhood, walking through there with his neighbors raising their fists up in solidarity, saying Black Lives Matter, out in Stillwater, Minnesota. So what that says about our movement is that we're gaining momentum. We are fighting for change. We are picking up the energy from the people who came before us, and we're running the next leg of the race. So no matter what, don't give up. No matter what, don't give in. No matter what, don't keep silent. Stand up, rise up, fight back. When black people are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. When black people are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. All power to the people. This victory belongs to you.
So that was civil rights attorney Nikema Levy Armstrong speaking to the crowd.
I'll tell you something about Nikema. A lot of people look at George Floyd Square, and those folks have been holding it down there for almost a year. But people forget that when Jamar Clark got killed, when Jamar Clark got murdered, Nikema was holding it down outside the 4th precinct for a long time until they pulled up with bulldozers and got everybody to move out there. But I don't believe we'd be where we're at right now had Nikema not organized and mobilized the people and all the people that were around him, the Twin Cities Coalition for Justice for Jamar. Had that not happened then, we wouldn't have this now.
Yeah.
So that momentum is growing. That momentum is growing. And there were a few brothers that came up to me in the beginning and they said they wanted to speak about what's going on in their community, in the Somali community, and in the East African community, the Muslim community. And we learned a lot of different chants after they took Dalal Eid's life. And one of them, and if you know it, Takbir! 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 And maybe that's not even a chant, but that's something I learned from the brothers that I was marching alongside with when we were marching for Dalal Eid. So I want you to give it up for somebody that has been working hard, so hard, with the American Islamic Relations Committee. Give it up for Muhammad Ibrahim.
Guilty, guilty, guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Guilty, guilty, guilty.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Muhammad Ibrahim. Salam means peace, and I'm with Care, Minnesota. And I think that this moment truly belongs to the people.
That's right.
So I want everybody to give yourselves a round of applause. Because the people are the ones who demanded justice. It is the people who took to the streets. It is the people that demanded for Derek Chauvin to be charged along with the 3 other officers. And it was the people that made them all get 3rd-degree murder charges. And 2nd-degree murder charges. And manslaughter murder charges. Because remember, Mike Freeman told us that we did not see anything there. He told us that he did not have enough to charge Derek Chauvin.
That's that
and to
bullshit.
Mike Freeman we say, guilty, guilty, guilty. And now, we just got partial justice, y'all.
That's right.
We just got a little bit of justice, y'all. We still want 3 more officers. Now everyone put your 3 fingers in the air and say 3 more!
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 Now add your pinky to it. Because we want Kimberly Potter in there as well. So everyone say 4 more! 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 We have to remember that this moment, even though we did get this little bit of victory, we still did not get justice, because justice would have been if George Floyd was still with us today. That truly would have been justice. But today, we got a sweet taste of accountability. And we need to continue to fight for accountability. So now this moment, like, his name was Blackwater, right? The attorney, Blackwater? He said that Blackwell.
Attorney Jerry
We
Blackwell.
cannot let up.
He does not let up. He does not get up.
Let up. This is the moment for all of us to continue to fight for all 470 plus lives that were lost in police brutality since 2000 and beyond. Right? This is the moment that they just let the door crack a little bit open. And it is up to the people to burst through that door demanding justice. And we will get that justice because it was up to the people to bring those charges, and the people got us those guilty verdicts. So please do not give up. Please do not let up, because if you can't go to sleep during the revolution, now that we got this little bit of justice, we cannot fall asleep. So please keep your eyes wide open and continue to demand justice. Thank you.
Let me tell you how powerful this is. I'm finally excited. Now I'm going to get to go home and take a temporary break, see if my voice will actually heal. Maybe it's just my voice now. Who knows? I can't remember the last time I heard myself at the full. Maybe this is full volume now. But remember, the rest is only temporary. We still got so much work to do. So, coming up next, let me tell you, this man has been out here for a while, and he's making sure we get justice. And it's been real cool to see the transformation slowly, like the evolution. And remember when I met Jelani, he was kind of, he had the button-up shirt, he was always giving the speeches, he was real direct, and and just seeing him get fired up over the last year, because he's fired up, can't take no more.
Fired up, can't take no more.
We're fired up,
First of all, greeting you all with the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and blessings be upon you all. You know, someone just reminded me, Sam, she said, I've been always fired up. And my first major protest was in January, I believe 2003, in Washington, D.C. with about 100,000 people demanding that the United States not invade Iraq. So I've been protesting for a little bit of a while, just a little bit here, just a little bit. But today's a unique day. I want you to know that the entire country was a little bit suffocated today. Yes. The entire world was a little suffocated. There's a lot of people in downtown Minneapolis, uptown and Southtown and Ridgedale and Whatdale and Mall of America. There are a lot of people today suffocated a little bit. They were anxious. They were worried about injustice for the first time. They were worried about the potential that Chauvin would walk free. But personally, for me, I was not worried. I was not worried because what we saw on 38th in Chicago cannot be unseen. Yes. George Floyd's killing will haunt us for the rest of our lives. No one should die in that manner. No one should die demanding to breathe. No one should die begging to breathe. No one should die calling out to their mother. Today, many of us were glued to that TV all over the world, hoping to hear that word, guilty, guilty, and guilty. And I want to let you know that I'm really proud of 12 members of our community who are inside that building today. 12 members of our community who are inside that building today. 12 members of our community who saw the humanity of George Floyd, who saw the evil in Derek Chauvin. 12 people who came to the conclusion that the world came to, that everybody came to, that guilty was Derek Chauvin, that he was guilty as charged. I want you to know that we did not choose this moment, but this moment chose us. Not any other state, not any other street, but right here. This is a moment for us Minnesotans. I want you to take a half a second, because I'm one of the last speakers here. Just take a half a second, look to your left, look to your right. This is who we are. This is who we are. Young and old, brown, black, white, all shades of color. From here, from there, from everywhere. We are all here. This is our community. This is our streets. That building is our taxpayer dollars. The police department are doing things because it's our taxpayer dollars. This is our government. It is us who are on trial this week. But we prevailed. And we sent a signal, a small message, not just to us here in Minnesota, but to the rest of this country, that police officers are not above the law. 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 And I'm telling you, when I heard guilty, 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 there was one thought that came to my mind, that was grained in the back of my head. When this trial started and we watched the videos of the last moments of George Floyd, there was one moment that I grabbed of all those moments and I held it inside for this day. Listen. And that was when George Floyd, in his moment of happiness, was dancing inside Cub Foods, making a movement of dancing of joy. I took that moment and I kept it with me to celebrate with him today. To celebrate with him today. Because no life should be taken the way they took the life of George Floyd. No one should be taken like that. But Derek Chauvin today met the law that he thought was going to protect him. He saw that law today. And how sweet was it to see those handcuffs? How sweet was it to see those handcuffs? And I'm going to tell you something. As I was walking around too, there's another thought that came to my mind. Those 3 other officers, I don't know what they're thinking right now. I don't know what they're thinking right now. But man, is those handcuffs gonna look good on them too. They're gonna look good, real good on them. Real good on them. And while we are all here celebrating this moment, all of us in this moment right now have to hold a space in our heart for George Floyd's family. Because none of this can bring him back. None of this can bring him back. But I'm going to ask every single one of you, as I ask every single time, one thing. Please know that if you're out on the streets here today, that we need you tomorrow.
Listen!
Don't go home thinking we got justice only inside the courthouse, because we need justice outside the courthouse. And because if we don't get justice outside the courthouse, there will be another Dante Wright.
Listen.
There will be another person killed by police, because we have not fundamentally changed the system in this country. And so today I want you to make a commitment, not to me. Make a commitment to George Floyd's family.
Yes.
Make a commitment to Dante Wright's family. Make a commitment to all of the families who are grieving right now. And this moment, while they celebrate, they also grieve, because none of them, many of them, did not get this sweet moment. Many of them did not get the justice that we saw that is possible in this city. But I'm telling you, today and the last days, we are only moving forward. We are only moving forward. And no matter where it is, when it is, when an officer gets involved in killing one of us, we will show up. 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 And to my last point, there's a lot of young people today in this movement, and I want you to look around. There's a lot of young people here. There's a lot of young people here right now. And I'm talking to the young people. You are braver than us. You're more courageous than us. This is your future. Fight for it. Fight for it. Many of you walked out of school on Monday. We saw you. We saw you. We saw you. You walked out of school on Monday. I want you to know that it's about you that we're fighting for, and the unborn that have yet to be born. Today, we got a piece of justice, but we are hungry for justice for all of us. We are hungry for true justice in America, when a black man can live and thrive in this country, when all of us can thrive in this country. So Minnesota, pull your flashlights out for a second. I want you to pull your flashlight and turn it on for a second, because I'm going to end with this. This moment right now is very important. Everybody in the world is watching the streets here. And I'm going to tell to the rest of the world that Minnesota is shining the true North Star of justice right here. We are shining a light of justice. And we hope that this light of justice can bring a little bit of lightness in the darkness that has existed in this country for so long.
Listen!
A little bit of lightness in the darkness. And we shine this light against the evil that has existed for so long. We shine a little bit of light of hope that on this street and on this corner, on this day, God was on our side. And on this day, we can tell our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren that they told us it was not possible, but it was possible, because 12 members of our community stood tall inside a courthouse in Hennepin County. And I'm going to tell you in this moment right now, we need this justice to flow all the way down on the Mississippi River, all the way down to the Delta, because this country needs more justice for Breonna Taylor, and for the countless lives all over this country, for Adam Toledo, and for all lost lives. In this moment, we make a commitment to all those families, and we say boldly that we will demand justice for them by any means necessary.
All right, so what I want to talk about is all the black women you see today, right? We see Monique, we see Tashira, we see Nakima Levy Armstrong, Tashia Perry. None of this is by accident. This isn't something that's unique to Minnesota. Black women have been carrying this movement for over 400 fucking years. And you see that all throughout history. You see that when you look at Harriet Tubman. You see that when you look at Eartha Kitt. You see that when you look at Angela Davis and Asada. Women run this movement. And they run it on the front line, and they run it on the back line. Okay? Because all of this shit right here, this takes organization. This takes planning, execution. And so, I know everyone knows Nakima and Tashira, but what I wanted to introduce you to is one of our leaders behind the scenes. Kelly does a lot, everywhere. She sits there when she needs to, because she got the skills to do everything. And today is a rare thing y'all get to witness. Y'all get to see her try a new hat in the movement. Because she does everything. So give it up for Kelly, who's going to do our Spanish support chat.
Go ahead, Kelly.
When we fight, we win. Say it with me. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. We are still under occupation. We still need justice for all the stolen lives. But today we made history. Everyone, fists up in the air.
Go ahead, Kelly, do your thing.
Of course. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Okay, everybody, I guess we're having announcements here real quick. So real quick, if you are getting text messages about community control, the police, then you need to do that so that way you know what the next steps are. So I'm going to give you a phone number here. It's 612-453-3152. And you're going to text this, you're going to text the letters C as in cat, P as in Paul, A as in apple, and then C as in a cat. And again, the phone number to text is 612-453-3152. One more time, the number's 612-453-3152. Thank you. This person knows what they're doing. And then you're going to text the letter CPAC, which stands for CPAC, which is Civilian Police Accountability Council. And that's going to get you signed up for text messages because this struggle's not over. We're going to take 1 day of rest, maybe a couple more for some of us, especially people who are falling out because I know it's been real stressful. And so we're going to have a couple more announcements.
Dante Wright's brother has asked that we join at Brooklyn Center, at the Brooklyn Center Police Department. That's where the sound truck is going to head next. And then also folks are going to George Floyd Square to meet with community and hold space. So those are two places you can go from here. And one last time, y'all, say his name. George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! All power to the people. We're taking off. We're taking off.
Yes, so please move to the side here in the grassy area, in the park here, and this is it. If you got signs, you can bring them up here to turn in, that big old banner we need. If you want to go somewhere else, you just got two options. So go ahead and turn in a banner if you need to.
So that is the end of this rally here, this demonstration. A lot of energy was out here. A lot of energy was out here. A lot of good community response to this verdict. So this was a very peaceful rally. You did not observe any violence at all during that rally. So we do thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and share this video. Please like and share our page, The Voters Voice Media, bringing you all of what's going on in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis area. Until next time, tell them.
Yes, let me get out the street. They're trying to make sure everybody get out the street. I want to say something. I really do. Let me get out the street and let's get over here.
So King Demetrius here with King Demetrius with Listen Media, Black CNN. I want to just get a few words from him. His brother that's been out here on the street pretty much every day at every event that's going on. King, what would you like to say?
I would just like to, listen! Thank you all. First of all, I would like to thank a higher power, Inshallah. Thank Allah for allowing me to be alive and being able to make history and deal with life on life terms. Also like to say thank you to Move for Justice News for being out here, standing in solidarity with my brothers and sisters who's also on the ground, boots first. But one of the most important things once we see right here in the trial of Derek Chauvin, we basically seen how they kind of threw George Floyd under the bus, but we seen Attorney Ben Crump made sure that we were able to stomach this, if you will. They had all types of prayer vigils, they had all types of prayer gatherings and what have they. but we stood. This victory, this little inkling of faith that happened today, on this particular day, this belongs to everybody, every grounds root organization that was boots on the ground. I give it up to the medics. I give it up to the independent media. I give it up to the press. I give it up to the individual who's refusing to be refused, who was being tear gassed, shot at with rubber bullets or what have they. They still came out with boots on the ground. I give it up to all the marshals that came out here and made sure that people wasn't being ran over by any vehicles. But most of all, I give it up to George Floyd's daughter. She said, my daddy changed the world, and we seen today he did change the world. We got an inkling of justice. This is only the beginning. We still got 400 and some odd individuals that's police officers that's got to be held accountable. We also want to make sure that we get the charges dropped on the 630-something people who was arrested on the highway for tomfoolery charges. We also want to make sure the individuals who was just charged just recently, 120-some people was arrested in Brooklyn Center on jacked up charges. We want to make sure they get out. We want to thank the Racial Justice Network with Dr. Nakima Levy Armstrong. We want to thank everybody who participated in this, because this was not a one-man or one-woman army. This was a nation of people that came out here and stood in solidarity and respect. But I just want to let everybody know, take it easy, breathe. When you come out here, dress appropriately, because we don't want people getting trampled over. We don't want people getting frostbits or what have they, getting rain, getting cold. We need you out here. Don't just sit out here and come out here and sell items. Make sure you come out here and stand in solidarity. Don't sit behind the computer and glitch and say an individual is not doing something right. You come out here and help them do something right if you figure they're doing something wrong. Make sure that you're not just a volunteer when it comes to something like this and then proclaim to be a victim. Come out here and stand in solidarity, put your boots on the ground, and do what you have to do, because if you don't come out here and do what you have to do, you need to shut up because you ain't willing to pull up. But this is an inkling sign of faith, but more will be revealed. But anyway, like I always say, here's what's happening in your neck of the hood.
That's on. Thanks, King. Thanks, much appreciated. That's King Demetrius with Black CNN, also Listen Media. He's also with our Move for Justice news crew. We got Bart driving by there. So people are still celebrating down here, and but thanks again for watching, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Louis with Move for Justice News here. We appreciate it very much. Again, if you appreciate our work and enjoy what we're doing, and please consider donating. We're a group of volunteer veteran photojournalists. I've been doing this for 6-7 years now. So we'll continue to give you great coverage of everything that's happening around the city. Look for us on Facebook, give us a follow, like us, share us. We also have a website. It's m4jn.org. So consider donating and checking us there on the website. Again, thank you for joining us, Move for Justice News. Have a great evening, everybody. It's a great victory today. Thank you.
For your justice. And we thank you for that, oh God. I know, Father, that sometimes prayer seems useless and sometimes it seems like you're not listening. But you always show yourself true, and your light always breaks the darkness. And we thank you for that. We thank you for this gathering and for this mix of people, Father. Amen. Knit our hearts together as one, Father, that we would be one, that we would walk together and work together, Father, that we would respect each other's humanity, oh God, that we would work together to bring resources to those who need them, to uplift the people, Father. Keep
the whole damn system
brought, that was built. There's this has turned into the Chicago Avenue Arts Center is turned into a museum for all of the signs and everything that were made from the last year that were down here from the beginning. Many are still kept in here, but a lot have moved into the museum. No, that gas station's been closed. No, that gas station's done.
Yes, people texted me, they saw me, what was I doing? And I just said, looking good.
There's no way through this time. How you doing? You want to say hi?
Yeah.
Say what's up.
Y'all represent. We won. We still got ways to go, but we won. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kathy, you just don't get it. It's okay. Just stick around. Maybe someday you'll get it. Sorry about that. Oops, I'm sorry. And if you frame things in a now they are, it's as if you're separating yourself from the people that are out here. And so that's not good. If you frame questions in the form of they, then you're not you're talking about it's as if you're trying to frame your opinion and question towards people that are other than you. And that's just a no-go. That's a no-go. They are you, whether you like it or not.
I'll send you so you know we ain't just talking, I'm gonna send you my shit. Okay, what's the number? 10-9. What's your name again, brother? Mike. What's the name of it? The Linden Group. At Linden Boulevard. Okay, all right. You got so if I look you up online on YouTube or something, some of your work is in there? I put on the website, man. I ain't updating about 2 years. Okay. Linden Production Group? Linden Group, MN.
Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. We're over by the mural if you're wondering where the voice is coming from, by the black and white mural. Again, my name is Reverend Jeanette Rupert. I'm an ICU nurse and a community member of George Floyd Square. Today is historical. We've overcome so many hurdles. Today, in celebration and solidarity with the George Perry Floyd family. Before I have them speak, I'm going to hand the microphone over. I'm going to hand the microphone over to Ms. Marsha Howard.
Why do we stand? For this family. For this family.
Also, anything just that's not true. Mods, people that are still trying to interject falsehoods,
about this case and what we just learned in the verdict today, they can just be removed. No questions asked. If anybody brings up anything that is irrelevant to cause arguments, they can just be removed.
Somebody's son, somebody's nephew, somebody's daddy. He was a black man, and they killed a black man. And today, that black man's family got some justice. That's worth standing here for. That's worth standing your ground for. And all of us that are here 11 months later understand that there was no sacrifice too hard to make. Because while we were out here in the heat and the cold, the family of George Perry Floyd Jr. were serving along with us. They served in their grief and they served in their resolve to get justice for their family. Please understand that what is symbolic is also real and true and felt with our hearts. If they change the name of 38th in Chicago to George Perry Floyd Jr.'s name, I need you to understand that they have done that to many a black neighborhood. They tried to give us a street name instead of giving us justice. There have been many brothers killed on MLK Boulevard. What we need here is systemic change. And George Floyd is going to change this world, because we are using this moment to usher in an era where liberty, justice, equality is what we're going to march toward. And before we go forward, we're going to stand here at 38 in Chicago for justice. No justice, no street. No justice, no street.
I'm going to pass the microphone to my sister, Janelle Austin. Y'all, today is a momentous day. Yes. There are no words for the joy that we feel, but also the ongoing passion that we have to continue to stand for justice. I have the privilege and the honor today to introduce to you all two family members of George Floyd who are near and dear to my heart, who I have adopted as my own family, and they have adopted me back. I first met Miss Angela Harrelson.
They're up, but it's impossible to get up there.
Because I stopped her on the internet to figure out who was his real family. And I Facebook messaged her the story of preservation of your offerings. All y'all marched last summer. And everything that you carried with you, and you came back to George Floyd Square, and you laid it down here as an offering of protest. And many caretakers in the community, we conserved and preserved what you laid down as part of your story for justice.
Yeah, other outside platforms restream our streams all the time. It's been a thing. They'll sit at home and restream what we're doing on their computer through window capture. So they'll window capture this stream and then hit live, and then they'll go live to their audience.
And she came in.
It's been a thing.
The rest is history. The rest is history. And then she brought Miss Harris Stevens in, George Floyd's first cousin.
Probably covered under fair use, so come to Mercado Media. That is who is actually live. This is the stream that you're watching. There we are, George Floyd Square, Mercado Media.
For this community in a way that I've never
Come on through,
seen before.
come to the source.
I watched them sit at tables and fight for justice for 30
Nope,
days.
not enough for Streamlabs connection. Not enough cell service for a Streamlabs stream. Streamlabs is what I put the watermarks on.
These women are for the community. These women are a part of us and we are a part of them. So it is my greatest privilege and honor to welcome here today Miss Angela Harrison, George Floyd's aunt, and Miss Harris.
There's just not enough connection for the watermark. I don't have enough.
I really don't know where to start. But this day, oh my goodness, we prayed for this day. And when he said guilty, 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 you know, I don't know whether I passed out, but I just dropped to the floor and they caught me. They had me my back. But I want to say to the community out here, I see you, but I don't know all of your names. I realize I don't have to know all of your names. But the love that you have shown my family, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. You see, for 400 years, we are the only race, black and brown people, that have to negotiate for equality. Think of it, I'm gonna say it one more time. We have to negotiate for equality. Negotiate to ride the bus. Negotiate to vote. We even had to negotiate to be educated. You know, this stuff is nothing new. We've been negotiating. And when that verdict came back, it gave us validation. Validation that what we were trying to negotiate for was real. Systemic racism is real. It's real. It has been penetrated through all these systems. The judicial system, the employment system, the housing system, the education system. This is what we've been dealing with. But when we complain about it, nobody will hear us the right way. But now people don't only hear us, we have validation. Today was validation that what we've been complaining about is not in vain. And all of this, the family, we couldn't do this alone. The community, you guys did this. Uprising happened, you guys were there. And when you came out to protect that site, to keep it sacred, you guys created a domino effect. It started here in Minnesota. Then next thing I know, it was national. And then the world looked here, looked at what you guys did for us. So none of this is about one person being a hero. We all did this together and made this day possible. And I want to say, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And like I said, I don't know all of your names, but I see you, I hear you, I appreciate you, and I won't forget you. So thank you so much, and say his name! Say his name! Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. It's a little extra vodka, you know.
Oh, wow. Good.
There was an extra.
Good.
Some juice. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
I ran out of juice.
So it's all vodka.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whoops.
I tried to warn you, but you drank so quick. Safety meeting.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mod squad.
And she's the only one that's here that is part of the Floyd family.
many nights she would call me.
No.
And talk so well about being because she didn't But then she started talking about George Floyd Square and how welcome she felt. And when I come here, I feel it as well. And when I talk to press or to anyone,
yeah, I'm not hungry yet though, so.
I tell them there's no other thing that I have. Like when I come here, there's no other place in the world that you can go and have this type of where you can come and feel
yeah.
you're not an outsider. If you've ever been, bullied or felt some sort of racism, you had a family member that had some sort of police brutality against them, you can come here and you can feel a part. I don't have to know someone. I can come up and I can come and talk to you. And you wouldn't shun me. This is the only place in the world right now where I can just walk up to a stranger and they're not going to look at me. So I appreciate every single one of you. Like my aunt said, I don't even know all of your names, but if you came in with me, I would talk to you. So, you still have a long way to go. You have several trials.
Oops, I'm sorry about that. Oops.
But because this community, because all the brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, aunts and uncles, all these people that live here, day to day, they said, no man, I'm not going to let my home turn into hellhole or whatever you want to call it. They weren't going to I thank you people because it could have went the other way. I mean, everybody has a right to be angry, especially when you see how he was killed like that. That was just like, that was just cold.
Oh yeah, it's very cold.
But you guys chose to say, no, we're not going to live near the U? We're going to come together, we're going to support each other, we're going to love on each other, we're going to build this place back up. And it's just like something that crosses love. This is another awesome thing. It's like watching my wife go through the grief of George getting killed like that, and then just feeling alone by herself here in Minnesota, and then have Janelle reach out to her one day because they wanted to know what to do with all the tributes that were being laid out here day after day after day, and if
she wanted to, you know, take some of them or, you know, hold on to some of them and so forth. And she took us to a place where they were collecting them and collating them and cleaning them up. I was amazed. It was just like all these flowers, all these cards and photos and letters and poems and just all this beautiful stuff that people are laying here day in and day out and still continue to this day. I was just in awe of that. But to watch my wife and Janelle become friends and partners in building this memorial to George, and then coming out here on a regular basis and getting to know some of the people out here. First
everywhere, man. I know, bro. So are you.
I just got to give a shout out to Billy, man. You the man, Bill. See, everybody knows you.
I love it. I had it.
I just want to tell you,
This is George Floyd Square here in the south side of Minneapolis. I used to sidewalk chalk when I was a kid. So if you guys missed it earlier or haven't been on social media for whatever reason today, Derek Chauvin has been found guilty on all charges. So Derek Chauvin's guilty on all charges. Sentencing is in 8 weeks. All of these businesses are open for people that are saying, why is the street closed? Well, the street's closed, but the businesses are not. Businesses here are very much open. Yep. The other officers stand trial in August. So we still got a ways to go. The other officers stand trial in August.
watching her walk that, we walked it. What? We walked it the previous time we were here. We were walking there. I think it's a really remarkable memorial. So well done.
I'm aware of Ohio. I'm just not sure what I can do right now. We're in Minneapolis, but I am aware of what's happening in Ohio.
We will all rise together because one man's people against power.
How y'all doing? I'm tired. Oh, so you get the other location? You get the other location now? We're going to do March here shortly. Y'all out there. I need y'all to remember this number right now. It's the number to the NLC, National Lawyers Guild. In case you're arrested. A radio station. I'm a TV station in Ohio State. You have to we're not having a party, so we're going to probably fuck with that. No, we're not. I am the state chair. The number to the NLC is 614. And I had done an event, and I told y'all the choir to stop the black on black. We just had the little crew, and we had to stop the people from the black. Which we call the black kids. And I back on choirs out. So y'all can come out here. You should always bring someone with you to protest. This is what's going on down here. So y'all need to help us. One time y'all come out, what is going on? Something bad going on. 6477. I'm gonna have I got another. If you have a Sharpie up here, if you want to write it up here, black on black. Call that number. We about 5 people. I give my daughter phone number. She can see the flyers. Make sure you text someone that you're with or someone at home. Your name, date of birth, in case you're arrested. You'll be able to find you on Franklin County website. 614-644-7477. July, yes ma'am. Take it to the street. We had to just have one in the house. Y'all got a business card? Y'all got a business card? Black power. Black power. Crazy, that's 4 times the chest.